Hello, it's Tom. I am the editor of the Popcorn Muncher, and welcome once again to our YouTube channel. This week's video is another top 5, and it's focused on superheroes. So the biggest superhero spectacle of all time is set to hit UK cinemas next Thursday with Avengers Infinity War, in which Thanos, the second most iconic single glove wearer in the history of popular culture, finally takes on Earth's mightiest heroes, and possibly Hawkeye. The Mad Titan has been in the background of the MCU ever since he first appeared in the post-credit scene of the Avengers, where everyone definitely realised he was important and didn't just say, wait, who the f*** is that purple dude? Thanos is definitely going to be one of the MCU's most significant villains, but there isn't exactly much competition for that crown. Marvel has thrown a selection of terrifically terrible villains at us since the shared universe started, whether it's the slimy corporate dude from Iron Man, the slimy corporate dude from Iron Man 2, the slimy corporate dude from Iron Man 3, the slimy corporate dude from Ant-Man. I think you kind of get the message there. Or the megalomaniacal alien from Guardians of the Galaxy, or the megalomaniacal alien from Thor the Dark World, or you get the picture there as well. These villains are all the same. So for today's top 5, I am celebrating the Marvel villains who dare to be a little different.
Very nice. High five.
Starting us off at number 5, it's Ultron from Avengers Age of Ultron. He's a genuinely chilling figure. Born from the ideas of one of our heroes in Tony Stark, he is a villain who believes he's in the right, and as a result of his connection with Stark's computer system, there's an obvious flicker of Tony in the way Ultron speaks and acts. That he's so close to our hero in that respect makes him all the more scary, though James Spader's creepy dude voice has a lot to do with that as well. It's a shame that he was the villain in such a muddled, messy entry of a movie, because with the right material, he could have been great.
Because we're a team now, and there's 4 of us, so we should come up with a name for it.
At number 4, we go across to Captain America Civil War, or Avengers 2.5, and the villain Zemo, played by the fabulous Daniel Bruhl. He's not a superpowered villain, but he is one driven to any and all actions by his hatred for the Avengers due to his parents' deaths in Sokovia at the end of Age of Ultron. He's a master manipulator and the perfect agitator to widen the division between the Avengers that forms the focus of Civil War. That film didn't need a big, spectacular supervillain. It needed someone to niggle at the Avengers, to split them apart further, and to make sure that the Civil War was just that, a war. Zemo is proof that you don't need a funny alien name suffix to be a convincing Marvel villain.
Why is it, when something happens, it is always you 3?
Speaking of funny alien names, in 3rd place it's Ego the Living Planet from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like all of the villains on this list, he's someone with a deep and important connection to at least one of the heroes. In this case, he's the biological father of Peter Quill. He's not just a disgruntled work colleague who got left out of the coffee run a few times. Not looking at you there, Iron Man universe, at all. He's revealed as the villain halfway through Guardians 2, rather than from his first appearance, which gives him a sense of added depth as he charms and manipulates Peter Quill's deepest insecurity for his own ends. That is a far more compelling motive than most villains, helped by the fact that Kurt Russell is a legend.
This town isn't big enough for 2 supervillains.
The runner-up on this list is the character who until recently was pretty unquestionable for the number 1 spot. It's Loki, the god of mischief, and the usually evil brother of Thor. We often say that the best villains are the ones who don't know that they're villains and believe they are acting correctly. But that's not true of Loki, who is well aware that he's acting for his own ends, and he loves every minute of it, like a sadistic kid pulling the legs off a spider. He has flirted with heroism very briefly in Thor the Dark World and again in Ragnarok, but we know that he'll do anything for self-preservation. That doesn't bode too well for Infinity War, in which he will presumably hand Thanos that Tesseract even quicker than the audience forgot who Malekith is.
You are the chosen one!
And finally, in 1st place, we come to Eric Killmonger, as played with unbelievable charisma by Michael B. Jordan in this year's Black Panther. Unlike Loki, he's a villain who absolutely believes that he's correct, and actually it's tough to disagree with him, as he's only a few degrees of ideological separation away from the hero, T'Challa. He just wants to hack a few more people to death with vibranium swords along the way. He's all charisma, Michael B. Jordan is, and in many ways he's superior to the hero, beating him in ritual combat and winning over much of the Wakandan population to his cause. It's a shame that we won't be seeing Killmonger again in these movies, but he has certainly left behind an impact. Not least because he basically won. T'Challa's actions at the end of the movie are entirely down to Killmonger. He has definitely left his imprint behind. And when you're Michael B. Jordan, it's really hard not to.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
So that's my top 5. We had Ultron in 5th place, Zemo at number 4, Ego the Living Planet in 3, Loki as the runner-up, and Eric Killmonger as the number 1. I wonder if Thanos will hit the top of this list next week, or whether he's just another megalomaniacal alien fella whose name we won't remember in 5 years' time. Thanos, he was the purple dude, right? But let me know what you think. Tell me your favourite and indeed least favourite Marvel villains in the comment section. Also, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, head over to thepopcornmuncher.com where I'm doing loads of Infinity War coverage en route to the film's release, which I'm very, very excited about, as indeed anyone should be. Also, I'll leave our social media links in this description as always. Make sure you follow them, say hello, tell me if you enjoyed the videos. But in the meantime, come back next week. Thank you very much for watching.